So last time we were seeing Narad's prophecy, and he says that in one brief year, when this bright tower flies back and perches careless on a branch of time, this sovereign glory ends, heaven lent to earth. This splendor vanishes from the mortal sky. Heaven's greatness came, but was too great to stay. So that is what is going to happen in the bright hour. Now here, of course, he says, this sovereign glory lent thy heaven to earth. Lent thy heaven to earth. Actually, this is more than lending. He has taken a kind of a purposeful birth on earth. It is more than lending. But in the context of the human birth, it is lending. This splendor vanishes from the mortal skies. Vanishes from the mortal sky. Again, it is not that he is going to die, in the sense that, of course, he will die, in the sense that this will not be any more henceforward, hence onward in the mortal sky. When he would come back, it won't be in the mortal sky. It won't be in the mortal sky when he comes back, you see. Heaven's greatness came, but was too great to stay. 12 swift-winged months are given to him and her. This day returning, Satyavan must die. Now, this is an important clause. See, all right, Satyavan is a glory lent by heaven to earth. Satyavan is going to die 1 year after the marriage. But there is a certain specificity of his death. It is only if Satyavan marries Savitri. You see, it is not he marries somebody else and then this will happen. There is a specificity given to him and her. There is the specificity of their coming together for a purpose, you see. Otherwise, Savitri could have married somebody else, Satyavan could have married somebody else, and maybe he would have died. Who bothers about that kind of a thing, you see? It is not that. It is them being together. That is important. The whole purpose of Savitri, epic Savitri, is condensed in this phrase, given to him and her. And then, of course, it says, this day returning, Satyavan must die. That we have already said, must die is important. It is not Satyavan will die. He must die. There is a greater purpose behind it. And that is what it must makes this our bride. And again, he repeats the same thing. A lightning bright and nude. The sentence fell. So it really comes like a lightning. Bare, without any embellishment, without any extra word, nothing. Bare. And of course, bright. It has the brightness of the lightning, it has the speed of lightning, it has the suddenness, the unexpectedness of lightning. All those things are there. But the queen cried, when then can be heaven's grace? She is now mocking heaven, obviously. What is this? I mean, he is a glorious person, this thing, that thing, you are telling all that thing, and you are telling that he is going to die when you are married. This is kind of a mockery. And therefore, when then can we heaven's grace? If it is going to soon, it is of not any avail to me at all. That's what it means. Heaven, oh, he says, heaven mocks us with the brilliance of its gifts. See, heaven mocks us with the brilliance of its gifts. Yes, Satyavana is bright, this thing, that thing, etc., etc., and this is a mockery of heaven. For death is a cupbearer of wine of too brief joy held up to mortal lips for a passionate moment by the careless gods. Yes, the joy of love is there, but the joy is short-lived. The cup is a mortal cup, and it has no heavenly kind. But death is the cupbearer. He is carrying the cup of love. For a passionate moment, for Savitri, in her youth, she got infatuated, so to say, by this boy, and she has fallen in love with him, and she is now passionate about it. But what is that passion? It is a momentary passion. And the joy, the cup of joy which is there, is being carried by the bearer, who is death. But I reject the grace and the mockery. I reject the grace and mockery. Obviously, she will reject it. As a mother, she will definitely reject it. Grace and mockery. Yes, he is a great person, etc., etc., all that. That is a grace. But it is a mockery that is only for a short life, you see. What is Savitri going to do in the whole of her life, you see? And naturally, of course, I reject. You can say, who else can reject? Obviously, Ashwapati is not going to reject it. Obviously, Savitri is not going to reject it. It is only Savitri's mother who is going to reject it. The full human passion, the human sentiment, the human emotion is condensed in that utterance of hers. I reject. It is humanity who will reject it. Mounting thy car, go forth, O Savitri, and travel once more through the peopled lands. Yes, you have been traveling for 1 year from place to place. Go again, drive your Karman car, the golden chariot, and find another youth. Mount him the car, go forth, O Savitri, and travel once more through the peopled land. Alas, in the green gladness of the woods, thy heart has stooped to a misleading call. Yeah, you are enamored by somebody, but it is a wrong thing. You have fallen into a kind of a devious trap, and you better find somebody else. It is now made known to you, so the wisdom lies in finding somebody else. Had it not been made known, it's okay. But now that is known, the wisdom is find somebody else. Thy heart stooped to a misleading call. Now she, of course, uses the word stoop. Now, the kind of relationship they had immediately recognized with each other, Satyavana and Savitri, there was no question of Savitri stooping. Savitri never stooped. But that is how, in the given context now, the human feeling, human emotion, human mother would say, you see, choose once again and leave this fated head. Death is the gardener of this wonder tree. Love's sweetness sleeps in his pale marble hand. In his, that is death. In death's pale marble hand, what sleeps is love. In fact, that is what we had. Love came seeking to her, hiding behind him the shadow, death. That is what we had in Canto 2. Love came seeking Savitri, hiding behind him the shadow. So, Savitri is not aware of the shadow which was there behind Satyavan when she met him there in the forest, you see. Love's sweetness sleeps in his pale marble hand. Now, death is the gardener. Earlier, death was the cupbearer. Now, he is the gardener of this wonder tree. Now, wonder tree, love's wonder tree. Love's wonder tree is guarded by death, and it is under this tree that really 1 year after the marriage, death occurs. The kingly trunk, as you see later on, the death occurs under the tree, and death is standing there waiting for the proper moment to arrive and things to happen, and he is really guarding that thing also. He is the gardener, advancing in a honeyed line, but close a little, joy would buy bitter and too bitter an end. Well, this is natural. Your moment of sweetness of being together is a transitory moment, a short-living moment. But in the long run, it is going to lead to a bitter end. So she is trying to plead, Savitri, you make your mind again, go back and choose somebody else. Plead not thy choice, for death has made it vain. Plead not thy choice, for death has made it vain. Obviously, you see, she is very tight in her argument. See, plead not the choice, for death has made it vain. Monosyllabic, giving stress on everything. Why it is vain? Because thy youth and radiance were not born to lie a casket void, dropped on a careless soil. A choice less rare may call a happier fate. So she is putting every human argument. She is putting every human argument, which is quite understandable, very natural also. Plead not the choice. She is anticipating that Savitri is going to argue against her advice that she has chosen already. So she is anticipating that thing. And she is telling her, no, go ahead and find somebody else. Yeah. She is anticipating already. She knows her daughter very well. See, thy youth and radiance are not born to lie a casket void, dropped on a careless soil. A choice less rare may call a happier fate. Now, this is a perfect argument, human argument. Now the question would arise. This is what Narad has told, and this is what the queen, Savitri's mother, Malavi, is telling her daughter. Look, you forget about this boy now, find out somebody else. And she also knows that Savitri is going to counter-argue, you see. Now the question is, for a moment, let us assume, had this situation arisen in the life of the queen, what she would have done in the life of Savitri's mother.
Savitri's mother would have been in that
Yes.
situation.
Yes. what she would have done.
What would have been stronger?
Yeah.
For the boy or
Yeah, yeah, it's quite natural to ask that question, you see. You replace for a moment Satyavan and Savitri by Ashwapati and Malavi. What she would have said? Would she have argued like this?
If it is love marriage,
Uh,
Shopati and Queen, if that was love marriage,
no.
if it
Okay.
was, then they would not, they will be also from that time.
exactly. If it is love marriage,
If
they
it's-
go on.
yeah.
If it is arranged,
If
they
it is
stay
like
somewhere
that.
else. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is an arranged marriage, you drop that.
No, whether arranged or not, that is not the point. I mean, see, even if it is arranged, and somebody comes and says this boy is going to die, I mean, no party is going to agree to that.
One girl, she got news that after marriage, this fellow will not be there. She said, I will not marry with him.
Yeah.
I saw that thing. And she married in another. But if that was love marriage, then they will say, whatever it may be, we will marry. That was not the question.
It's not very sure always, you see. It's not always like that.
Not always, but rare
You
cases
see, I mean-
it will happen like that.
Just like the other day, 2-3 days ago, we received an email from one of the Auroville centers. The treasurer, one of very active person in Auroville International, he has been diagnosed with brain cancer, and immediately they decided he and his long-standing girlfriend they married
Yeah.
after the diagnosis.
It can be. But you see, there are many reasons also behind that sort of a thing. You see, there can be many reasons also behind that kind of a thing. I mean, I'm not saying in this particular context. In the human relation, human mind, human approach is so complex, you see. Well, somebody can marry, although knowing that thing, not for the love of that person, but maybe because he has got property, he has got this asset, that asset, or whatever it is, you see.
Whatever the reason is.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It can be any, you see. Yeah. You see, what it only means that the fact that Savitri's mother is saying this, she has not really felt that intensity of love when she was about to get married with her husband. It amounts to that.
Maybe she was arranged marriage.
No, it's not that. In those traditions were different altogether, you see. It's not arranged. See, in those days, a princess, the prince would go and do some heroic deeds, and it is that which will attract the girl. The father will not easily give. He has to show his bravery, his character, his something nobility and things like that. Then only she would go and marry. You see. It's not just arranged or love marriage. There are some kind of tests also sort of conducted there. You see, in those cases. So no, here it definitely appears that that intensity of love which is there is not present, was not present in the case of Savitri's mother when their marriage had taken place. Had it been there, she would not have argued this way. Although she is a mother, she has great concern for her child. You see. My feeling is that this is something very exceptional intensity with which Savitri is committed, so to say, to Satyavan. You see. Exceptional intensity, you see. And this one, her mother is not in a position to understand, grasp, being human, being kind of veiled by her human passion.
Also, I think there is a mother's egoism there, because even if it is tradition in some cases to commit sati,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
the mother does not agree.
No,
because she was adopted.
yeah. I reject the grace and the mockery. Had she done that in her own case?
Was it still custom to do sati at that time? Probably not.
Pardon me?
Sati.
Yeah.
To die with the husband. The husband
Yeah.
dies, then
Yeah.
you also have to jump to
Yeah, yeah, that is
Was still custom?
that is Sati God. Yeah.
That was still custom then?
I mean, there is a mention in Savitri also later on. There is she speaks of it later on. She weighs different possibilities, what she should do. Yeah, what she should do after the marriage.
Have to or no?
No. This is later on. It's a deterioration, but it was a choice. Yeah. You see, yeah. I reject the grace and the mockery. I don't think she would have applied herself this sentence to herself. You see, but Savitri answered from her violent heart. Now, violent here, of course, does not mean violent in the sense of violence. Very passionate, very intensely, with a strong conviction in what she had decided. It is in that sense. She is going to stand by that. She is going to oppose anything which will deflect her from what she has already chosen to do. In that sense. Her voice, because you say violent, and her voice is calm and a face fixed like steel. She is still well composed in spite of that prophecy of Narad and what her mother is telling her. She is still calm, fixed like steel. In fact, that is what Narad had also said, to steel her will, to make it firm, you see. And in that sense, he has really achieved that thing, you see. A choice less rare may con a happier fate, all right, but Savitri answered from her violent heart. Her voice was calm, her face was fixed like steel. Already, some kind of a yogic element is present in the case of Savitri in the worst moment of her life, in the most adverse situation. She has chosen a person. This is the kind of a knowledge given to her, yet she remains calm. To remain calm under such situations needs an extraordinary yogic quality. This calm does not come easily like that. It does not come easily like that. Her face was fixed like steel. Once my heart chose and chooses not again. Finished. She has made one single sentence. In fact, that should be enough for Savitri's mother. I am not going to change my mind, whatever I had done. And she said, of course, not mine, my heart, you see. Once my heart chose and chooses not again. See, a heart, it is from here the response is coming directly, not from here. This is the kind of a Greek response. Greek response. In the ancient Greek tradition or culture or character, a great person will say, I think. You won't say, I think. I think. It is from there, spontaneously, everything comes out. I think. Not here. Not by arguments, not by reasoning, not by ratiocination, analysis. No. Spontaneous, immediate response which has its own logic, its own raison d'etre, and it is that from which it comes here. So it is that raison d'etre which is now operating in the case of Savitri. Once my heart chose and chooses not again. The word I have spoken can never be erased. It is written in the record book of God. Now this is something very, very extraordinary. a record book of God. She has already something very great in her, that her actions are going to be recorded in the heavenly books. She is not aware of it herself immediately. There is something in her which prompts her, look, Savitri, your actions will be kind of noted down in the computer memory of the sky of heaven. It will be there. It is written in the record book of God. The word I have spoken can never be erased. So that is the script. The truth once uttered from the earth's air effaced, my mind forgotten, sounds immortally forever in the memory of time, sounds immortally in the memory of time. Yes, I have spoken something. Maybe my mind has forgotten. I had also forgotten. But that thing, that utterance has not vanished. It keeps on ringing in the cycles of time. It keeps on ringing there, immortally, forever, in the memory of time. Time will keep on remembering what I have uttered. In other words, the truth she has spoken when they met together, Savitri and Satyavan, and placed them together, that truth will keep on remain. It will remain always in the treasury of time. It will be permanently there in time, in the memory of time. That is not going to be wiped out at all, you see. Once the dice fall, thrown by the hand of fate in an eternal moment to the gods. Eternal moment to the gods. So her action, her movement, her utterance is going to be a part of the eternal moment to the gods. It is going to be a part of the godly moment, godly time. It cannot be taken away from that at all. Once the dice fall by the hand of fate, yes, fate has thrown the dice. Finished. Now you cannot reverse the result. Whatever has come is there. You have to accept it. And that's all. You have to accept it. Fate has given me this, I accept it. That is what he is in fact saying that thing. Because it has now fallen in the moment to the gods, in the eternal moment to the gods. Now, see here we have, once the dice fall, thrown by the hand of fate. Fate has thrown the die. In the story of Savitri, as we have in the Mahabharata, Savitri gives three arguments. She was asked to change her mind. She was asked to go again and find some other suitable youth, and she refuses to do that. She of course tells it there to her father, because the queen does not come in the picture in the Mahabharata story. She tells it to her father that three things cannot be undone. The first thing is, when the property is divided among the heirs. A patriarch has got 2 or 3 sons, and the property is divided after his passing away between 2 or 3 sons. After having made the division, it is impossible to bring the property back together. She gives one example. The division of property occurs only once, and that's all. The second example she gives is that when a father gives his daughter in a marriage, he can give only once. According to the Indian tradition, he use what is called Kanyadan, offering the daughter to the bridegroom, it happens only once. It cannot take place twice. It cannot take place twice. That is what she says there also. And the third example which Savitri gives is when a philanthrope distributes money or gifts or presents to people around, he gives them away. He does not take them back. They cannot be given again. Somebody has given the money or gifts or whatever it is, they cannot be taken back at all. So the way in which the gifts are given, the way in which the daughter is given in marriage by his father, by her father, the way in which the property is divided among the children, among the sons, they are not possible to change afterwards at all. In the same manner, my decision is firm. That is what Savitri says in argument, against this argument. And here, the poet says dice, because he is talking in the context of fate. He is talking in the context of fate. Basic idea is there in the Mahabharata story, but the detail is of a different nature here. Fate and dice, they will go together. So once the dice is cast, finished. You can't take it back at all, you see. It is a casino. You have played your game, finished. Whatever comes, comes. You have to accept that, you see. And that happens, but Savitri says that it is the eternal moment of the gods. It is in that moment that the dice are cast. Finished. So there is no question of now changing. You don't ask me now to change my mind, you see. My heart has sealed its truth to Satyavan. She says, sealed its truth to Satyavan. This is what she had agreed. Truth, uses truth. Faithfulness, abidingness, being together. Actually, let me see what I got here. Truth, faithfulness, fidelity, loyalty. One's word of promise, especially in engaging in marriage. Especially engaging in marriage. That is the word of promise in marriage. That is the truth. So she said that I already committed that thing. It's not just faithfulness, fidelity, it is the word of promise I have given in marriage, in my engagement. So how can I change that? that is the true dharma, true character of a person, you see. Once I have spoken, finished, I will stand by that, you see, irrespective of the consequences. Its signature, adverse fate cannot efface. Its seal, not fate, not death, not time, dissolve. She is so firm in her. Now the question is, its seal, not fate, not death, not time, dissolve. So she says, fate, death, no, nothing can be. Not time, kala, time, mrityu, niyati, these are the words. Fate is niyati, the working of time, kala, time, death, mrityu. They cannot dissolve it. Now, on what grounds does Savitri say this? It's a very brave statement on her part to make such a big statement like that, you see. What is it that prompts her to make that statement? She is so convinced in her decision. I mean, what is it that really makes her do that, say that? Not fate, not death, not time, dissolve. See here, from the grammatical point of view, this is interesting. He has combined, see, is seal, not fate, dissolve. Is sealed not death, dissolve. Is sealed not time, dissolve. That. Here, I mean, dissolve is a verb plural. Verb plural. In other words, you have got three nouns here: fate, death, and time. They cannot dissolve what I have chosen. I'm saying from a grammatical point of view. See. The other way of looking at it is sealed, not fate, nor death, nor time, can dissolve. This is understood. This is understood from a grammatical point of view. You see. Normally, when I got this explicit not, nor, you have each one as a single noun, and it should be dissolved. It should dissolve. You see. But here, can is understood. You see. Is sealed, not fate, nor death, nor time, can dissolve. Then she asks a rhetorical question. Those who shall part, who have grown one being within, that is the identity that has already been established. Can that identity be severed, broken, fissured? Impossible. This is a rhetorical question, in the sense that the answer is already implied in the question. It means that no, it cannot. The answer is implied, it cannot. Death's grip can break our bodies, not our souls. If death take him, I too know how to die. And then she makes again further statements which are important. Let fate do with me what she will or can. Fate is feminine. What she will or can. I am stronger than death and greater than my fate. My love shall outlast the world. Doom falls from me helpless against my immortality. And then she makes a powerful statement. Fate's law may change, but not my spirit's will. But not my spirit's will. Now, all this is a very brave talk. all part of Savitri. It's a very big, brave talk, you see. Yeah, well, that I don't know. See, yeah, of course, if it is divine, no, the question is not that. The question is, we are talking now in terms of Savitri in the human and reacting to a certain situation as human Savitri. The question is, where from, even if she is divine, she has taken the human birth. In that human birth, where from that knowledge, that conviction come to her? Where from? No. All that conviction, etc., has come, in my opinion, from suddenly she is now speaking in such a powerful manner. The first thing could be, of course, Nara's utterance is there, but Nara has also put something in her to steal the will of Savitri. To steal the will of Savitri. And suddenly something has awakened in her. it has become a pretext. The sentence of Narad has become a cause, a pretext for that something in her coming out and emerging and asserting itself. It is asserting itself. So, in a certain sense, it is a contribution of Narad. It is a contribution of Narad, you see. He has brought out something of Savitri to steal the will of Savitri.
There is no contradiction between what you say and what your wife is saying.
She is opening.
Her original, she has not forgotten at all.
He brings it out.
Yeah, but somebody has to be there. You see, no, look, see, had she been a divine and all that, etc., 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 then she should have known right in the beginning when she met Satyavan. That knowledge was totally absent from her.
Well, she has accepted to take.
No, at that time, she should have, she's divine, she should know that this boy is going to die. That knowledge was kept away from her. Something has, because it has come out because of Narad. He has put that force and it has sprung up. And the other argument is, of course, Narad is instrumental. The more powerful argument is, under the most adverse circumstances, it is the power of love which has awakened in Savitri, which is making her assert her divinity, her personality, her immortality, her spirit's will. Her spirit's will. It is the power of love which is really making her aware of my spirit's will. Until now, the spirit's will, she was not even aware of it. But the power of love is there, and it has really made her realize that behind it. So I will say both the things are important. What Narad has seeded in the soul of Savitri, and the power of love which got awakened in that context. It is that which has given all this knowledge to Savitri, all this conviction, all this power. She said, if death take him, I too know how to die. Where from that knowledge come?
There must be something that she remembers.
Yeah.
Certainly she has an intuition what happens.
Intuition, yeah, but suddenly, but it got awakened.
Yes, it got awakened.
Yeah.
That's how
It got awakened. In other words, she has really risen to the purpose of her mission in life. Until now, she was a happy princess, etc., etc., or that. But now she has to face the reality of life for which she has come. And therefore, if death take him, I too know how to die. What does she know? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. She has not told us how to know, you see. How to die. But she said how to die. I have to know how to die. That mechanism, that process, she has not spelled out, you see. She won't.
No, she just says, I'm ready for anything. If he dies, I also am ready to die.
No, she says, I do know how to die. You see, it means that she is not going to accept what death is going to do with her. It means that. But by what process she will do that, still at this moment, she doesn't have a full knowledge. That knowledge will come to her when she will do the yoga. How to die, that knowledge will come to her when she will do yoga in the next book, the book of yoga, 7 cantos. She will have to do yoga for 7 cantos, through 7 cantos. That will come to her later on. Therefore, at this point, she's fate's law may change, but not my spirit's will. This conviction I can understand. Well, Savitri is very firm. She has given the reason. The dice is cast. Finish, no matter what. And adamant will, she casts a speech like bronze. But in the queen's mind, listening her words, rang like the voice of a chosen doom, denying every issue of escape. She has argued from every point of view, from every angle, Savitri's mother. But Savitri has answered in few brief sentences. She is not going to change her mind at all, her heart. She says heart, not mind, of course. Every issue of escape, she has taken care of every issue of escape. She is helpless now. Then, but she is not going to stop. She is still going to make an attempt to convince Savitri. To her own despair answer the mother made, to her own despair, because she is helpless, poor lady, what can she do? Answer the mother made. The mother made the answer. As one she cried, who in her heavy heart labors amid the sobbing of her home to wake a note of help from sadder things. So she is looking for some help from the sadder strings, whether she can get any response, to wake a note of help from sadder strings. So she is now trying to be little fond to her child, to her daughter, and try to persuade her in another way, whether that is going to help or not. To wake a note of help from sadder strings. O child, in the magnificence of thy soul, she recognizes the magnificence of her soul. Savitri's mother recognizes now, because she has said, I too know how to die. I know that fate can be changed. Fate's law may change, but now Spirit's will. That is the magnificence of her soul. She has recognized that thing already in Savitri's mind. Dwelling on the border of a greater world and dazzled by thy superhuman charm, thou lends eternity to mortal hope. Yes, her speech was that. It is that which lends hope to the mortal. Here on this mutable earth and ignorant earth, who is the lover and who is the friend? Now she is coming to the human brass tacks. You are saying this boy is my lover, but today you are saying that tomorrow somebody else will be there, this will go away. What is there? There is no permanence at all in life, you see. Who is the lover and who is the friend? There is none. This is only by chance they have met here, come together, and you say that he is my lover, this thing, that thing. This is nonsense. Here on this beautiful and ignorant earth, well, that is the condition of the earth. That is the state in which we live, beautiful and ignorant. Keeps on changing all the while, constantly. Nothing is permanent, you see. Who is the lover and who is the friend? All passes here. Nothing remains the same. Nothing is immutable. None is for any on this transient globe. What a cruel statement she is making, you see. But it's a fact of life also as we live, you see. None is for any on this transient globe. This is a transient. So she is talking of this world, beautiful world, and transient globe, and ignorant world, and all that thing. He whom thou lovest now, a stranger came, and into a fast strangeness shall depart.
What does she mean? None is for any on this transit.
And none is for any of this transient globe.
What does it mean? None is for any.
You think he is my friend, he is my best man, he is my helper, etc. None is there for anybody. We talk to our dearest, our closest, our fondest, and we think that they will help us, but there is no hope, there is no guarantee that it will happen. There is no guarantee that it will happen. None is for any. It's a very cruel statement she is making, but it's a fact of life also. When the moment of truth arrives in the life of a person. He whom thou lovest now, she says now, until now, till yesterday, till last year, you had never met him, you never thought of him and all that, and now you are thinking so greatly about him. A stranger came, he has come from nowhere, and if you forget tomorrow, he will also disappear as a stranger elsewhere. Finished. There's a life here. And into a fast train they shall depart. So you forget about this boy, marry somebody else, you will forget this person already. You see. His moments part once done upon life's stage, which for a time was given him from within. Yes, you have seen him from within, but that was only a short moment, a small part on the stage of life. To other scenes he moves, and other players, and laughs and weeps, with faces new and known. Well, this is what happens. Today you are here, tomorrow you meet some other friend, next day you go to some other country and meet other companions and all that. It keeps on constantly happening all the while. It keeps on constantly. Laughs and weeps. Today you are in merry company of somebody and you cry, you share his emotions, everything all the while, and again disappear. Now this phrase I had told you a number of times, laughs and weeps, it is for the pilgrim's progress. From the pilgrim's progress. John Bunyan. Now I have counted, it appears 3 times in Savitri. You will make a note of it. One is of course 106.72 here. The other occurrence is 126.5. This in us laughs and weeps. The very first line. Suffers the stroke. Now of course this in us, this stands for the soul within. It is he who loves and weeps in this context. And the third occurrence is 146.44. He wallows in mud, yet heavenward soars in thought. He plays and ponders, laughs and weeps and dreams. So Shemendra has added one more noun there, one more verb there. He laughs and weeps and dreams. Now let us go back to the earlier sentence here. O child, in the magnificence of thy soul, dwelling on the border of a greater world, Savitri's mother has recognized something already in her on a greater world, and dazzled with the superhuman thoughts. You are dazzled with the superhuman thoughts. Thou lends eternity to a mortal hour. This is what she says here. Now, dwelling on the border of a greater world and dazzled with the superhuman thoughts. You remove these 2 commas. Dwelling on the border of a greater world and dazzled by the superhuman thoughts. It will become one like that, you see. Now that is what you have in the revised edition of Savitri. These 2 commas are not there. Yeah. Well, this is also kind of one sentence only, but this dazzled by the superhuman thought is a subclause. She is dazzled by the superhuman thought. She is dwelling on a border of a greater world and is dazzled by superhuman, and therefore she lends eternity to a mortal hour. See, the nuances change. I would say without the comma, it looks a little kind of prosaic, the qualification. The force with which it comes with the commas, dazzled by the superhuman thought, the impact which it makes, that gets lost in the absence of the commas. Yeah. It really makes full thrust. The full power is given to the phrase, dazzled by the superhuman thought. So these commas are quite, I mean, they are not meaningless commas. They change the whole quality, you see.
Why did they leave them out?
Huh?
Why did they leave them out?
They are not given any reason.
No,
This was published first in the Shivandhu Pat Mandir Annual in 1946 or something like that. This one with the commas. In the original 1950 edition, the commas are there. They 51, 54, 72 also the comma. Only in the 1993 edition, these commas are missing. They are removed the commas in the revised edition of Savitri. No reason is given. See, they will say this thing that we don't have access to the manuscript, we can't judge, We don't have any access to the manuscript, you see. Huh? We don't have access.
Oh, but the people who are publishing, they have access, no?
Yeah, but then they should give reason. They should give reason. You see, but they are not given any reason anywhere. Unless perhaps somebody asks and they are forced to give the reason.
But at some stage, I thought there was a whole volume that they published, all the reasoning of every change.
It is not there. No. Otherwise, they would not. They would drive you out. No. See, they will give evasive answer. Yes, it is there somewhere like that, you see. Yeah. But then, unless all the documents are available and all that to our satisfaction, there are many cases like that. I had asked on some occasions, but no direct answer came at all. Evasive answers and like that, you see. Then I stopped asking. Yeah, no. But this, to my mind, has certain force, and that force should not get lost by removing those commas. I think the whole thing needs another look. Otherwise, come out with all the facts. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. His moments part once done upon live stage, which for a time was given him from within, to other scenes he moves and other players, and laughs and weeps with faces new and known. And then she continued, the body thou hast loved is cast away. Now this is a very, very cruel description of the body. Yeah, you are loving this physical appearance, physical body of a person. The body thou lovest is cast away. What happens after death? It is thrown away, discarded, eaten by all kind of thing. It goes back to the elements. The body thou hast loved is cast away amid the brood, unchanging stuff of worlds. It goes into its elements. Body. To indifferent, mighty nature, and becomes crude matter for the joy of others' lives. See, it's a very, very crude description of the physical, of the body. This is the traditional fate of the body. Traditional fate of the body. It is abundant. It becomes a food for others now. The body thou hast loved is cast away amid the brood, unchanging stuff of worlds, to indifferent mighty nature. Mighty nature doesn't care. She is concerned only with the elements, and becomes crude matter for the joy of others' lives. But for our souls upon the wheel of God, for ever turning, they arrive and go, married and sundered in the magic round of the great dancer of the boundless dance. So it keeps on repeating. The great dancer of Shiva, who call it, the destroyer, keeps on happening. Our emotions are but high and dying notes. Yeah, as long as they are vital, they have to be of that nature, high and dying notes. That is the very character of vital. The very character of life. of his wild music changed compellingly by the passionate movements of a seeking heart in the incessant links of hour with hour. To call down heaven's distant answering song, to cry to an unceased bliss is all we dare. That is all we can do. We can never win that. We can never have that thing. We can just call, invoke, cry, unceased bliss, but it doesn't come to us. Once seized, we lose the heavenly music's sense. That's the pity. Even if we call down that music and if we manage to get it, it ceases to be heavenly. It becomes human. Too near, the rhythmic cry has fled or failed. All sweetnesses are baffling symbols here. Love dies before the lover in our breast. That is the pity. Love dies before the lover in our breast. Our joys are perfumes in a brittle vase. So the vase will break and the joys also will disappear, it seems, in that thing. Now, love dies before the lover in our breast. There is a poem by Shelley, I will read it later on. Oh, then, what wreck it is upon time's sea. This is what happens. We are sailing on the turbulent waters, and it is shipwreck, and it is the shipwreck that you are seeing here. Oh, then, what wreck it is upon time's sea, to spread life's sails to the hurricane desire. Your desire is a passionate desire. It is that hurricane which is driving your boat, your sail. And call for pilot, the unseeing heart. And who is the pilot? Your heart which does not see. It has become blind. It has become blind because of love, because of passion, because of desire. He is the pilot of your heart. He is the pilot of your boat. And you are driving through the hurricane. What else will happen if not wreck? This is what you are going to meet here. O child, wilt thou proclaim? Wilt thou then follow again the law that is eternal will? The autarky of the rash Titans moved, to whom his own fierce will is the one law. In a world where truth is not, nor light, nor God. Now she is again becoming really violent. She is summoning great arguments. Oh child, you are a small little girl, you have not seen the world at all. You have not seen the conflicts of life. You have no knowledge of things, no experience of life at all. And you are proclaiming something which is beyond comprehension, beyond human understanding. Will thou proclaim? Will thou then follow against the law? This is the law of nature here. This is the thing by which things happen here. And you want to proclaim something against the law, you want to break the law. You are too human for that kind of a thing. Because she says, I know how to deal with fate. I know how to die. She's talking like that. Against that, you want to break the law. Against the law, you want to go. That is the eternal will. The autarky of the rash Titans moved. The sovereign rule, authority. What I am saying, that is all. Nothing going to change in that. Self-decision, governance. I am the king. I am. Whose Titan's mood? So you are driven by the Titan mood and you are not in a position to think anything else at all now. To whom his own fierce will is the one law. That is for the Titan. For the Titan, his fierce will is his own law. Yes, what I do is all. In fact, that is the description of the autark. In a world where truth is not, because we are not really living in the world of truth. There is no light, there is no God. And it is a Titan's world. In a world where truth is not, nor light, nor God, only the gods can speak what thou speakest, what thou now speakest. Now, she is a cultured lady also. She knows what the gods speak and what the man speaks. See, what you have been saying all along, that I know how to die, etc., all that, is only the gods who can speak. In other words, she does not see really the divinity in Savitri. She is not aware of it yet. See. Thou who art human, that is what Savitri's mother says, sees her in her. Think not like a god. Think not like a god. You are a human. And go by human standards, human passion, human relationships, human circumstances. Accept the law of humanity. That is the surest, safest way for you to live here. In other words, you do your proper human yoga. Accept proper human life and follow the human tradition, human approach. That is the human yoga. You go by that. You are not a god at all. Thou who art human, think not like a god. For man, below the god. Yes, God is above and below is the brute. And in between the brute and God is man. Between the animal and God is man. For man, below the God, above the brute, is given the calm reason as his guide. That is his specific character. That is his svabhava. That is the thing which will make his life reasonable, happy, acceptable. Reason, you go by reason, don't go by passion. You are not God, you are not a brute. He is not driven by an unthinking will. Savitri, you better think under the circumstances and don't get driven by an unthinking will. As are the actions of the bird and beast. That is what happens in the case of the bird and beast. They are driven by no thinking will at all. She is giving the example of the brute. As are the actions of the bird and beast. He is not moved by stark necessity. Fate may be there, maybe other things are there, like the senseless motion of inconscient things. You are a reasonable creature, reasoning creature. You apply reason. And then she says further, the giants and the titans, a furious march, climbs to usurp the kingdom of the gods. Yes, this is what the giants and the titans will do. They would invade the kingdom of God, to capture the kingdom of God. Giant and titan. And of course, later on we have got demon. Giant, titan, demon. Demon, Pishacha. Giant, Rakshasa. Titan, Asura. We have got these three words, giant, titan and demon, Pishacha, Rakshasa, Asura, in that little book, The Mother. Yeah, that little book she says, the mother. You are driven by that, you see. The giants and the titans, the furious march, climbs, what do? Giants and Pishacha, they want to go and capture the throne of God. Or skirt the demon magnitudes of hell in the undefeating passion of their hearts. They don't think, they don't reflect at all. And you are lending yourself to them. You are not really lending to God, you are lending to them, to giant, to titan, to demon. in the unreflecting passion of their hand, they dash their lives against the eternal law and fall and break by their own violent mass. The middle path is made for the thinking man. So this is the sane advice of Savitri's mother. You are a human, you follow the human path. Don't follow the path of the gods, don't follow the path of the titans. Follow the path. What is the middle path? The middle path is reason. Reason. You follow the human path, reason. To choose his steps by reason. Yeah, there you are. To choose his steps by reason's vigilant light, to choose his path among the many paths is given him, for each is difficult goal, hewn out of infinite possibility. Yes, there are many ways of approaching the goal, but for man, the only way is human, reason. Reason's vigilant light. Follow reasons. In other words, the human yoga, as I was saying, is a yoga of following reason's vigilant light. That is normal human yoga, you see. If we are faithful, you see. Even there also, we allow passions and emotions to come and mingle with our reason. In fact, very often, reason gets molded by our passions. You use mind, reason, to justify your own passion. Very often. Very often we do that. You, note of infinite possibility, knew not thy goal to follow a beautiful face. She is coming back again. See this boy. Yes, it's very attractive, very charming, etc., etc. But what is your goal? Your goal is reason's vigilant light. Follow that. Only when thou hast climbed above thy mind. So she is really quite right also. When she has got some kind of a spiritual inkling, when only thou hast climbed above thy mind and livest in the calm vastness of the one, can love be eternal in the eternal bliss, and love divine replace the human tie. This is an absolutely correct statement. It's absolutely correct statement, you see. Yeah, she is employing every argument. You see. She is employing every argument. This is an absolutely correct statement also. But this statement, this understanding has come to her out of life experience. She has matured herself in the process of life to arrive at this truth. She has arrived at this truth through life experience. Only when thou hast climbed above thy mind and livest in the calm vastness of the one, this is a spiritual experience. It cannot come otherwise, you see. Can love be eternal in the eternal bliss, and love divine replace the human tie. Nobody can deny the statement.
Is this her relationship with Ashwapati? Sorry. What is her relationship with Ashwapati? Like this or like that? Because she has that experience. So
No, I think she is a cultural lady. She is a spiritually advanced lady also. But at the moment, she's got overpowered by the human aspect of it. This is there in her. This is,
doesn't realize it.
no, but this is basically there in her.
But she's saying you stay within the mind. And
Yeah.
she says only when
No, but she says only when. It means that you are not. Savitri, you are talking lofty thing, but you are not. You are living in mind. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Because she wants to convince her also. Only when.
Yeah, she said there is one way, it's a stoic way.
Yeah, that only is important. Can love be eternal in the eternal way? There is a shrouded law an austere force. You don't know the law, you don't know the force which is working behind it. It bids thee strengthen thy undying spirit, because this is possibility. It offers a Savior benignances of work and thought and measured gravity light. This is the law, human law here. And there is the fruit of this law. What is the fruit? Strengthen the spirit. It strengthens. That is the fruit of this law, you see. Work and thought and delight as steps to climb to God's far secret heights. In other words, she is fully convinced that if you follow the sober path of human reason, you will go even beyond human reason and arrive at this point. You will arrive at this point, you see. And when you have arrived here, obviously, then is our life a tranquil pilgrimage. Yeah, she is now assured of that. When you have got that, then it becomes a happy pilgrim's march, you see. Each year, a mile from the heavenly way, each dawn opens into a larger light. Every new experience opens a new day for you. Every new experience. Now this each dawn opens into a larger light. This is a Vedic phrase. Each dawn opens into a larger light. It is a Vedic phrase. I don't know whether she has read Veda or not. Yeah, but it's a Vedic phrase. The Rig Veda speaks of dawn widens, makes the day brighter. It widens. Dawn widens, you see. And the whole thrust of her argument is follow the yoga of calm, rational being. Follow the yoga of calm, rational being, and by following that path, choose again. That is the whole thrust of her argument. Choose again. Each year a mile from the heavenly way, each dawn opens. See, he says, open into a light capital, the higher spiritual light, into which it can open. Therefore, this dawn is a spiritual dawn. And towards that, thy acts are thy helpers. The way in which you act, they will help you. Or events or signs, waking and sleep are opportunities given to thee by an immortal power. This is also very true. This is a perfectly spiritual experience. It is a perfectly correct experience also. Thy acts are thy helpers, or events are signs. Waking and sleep are opportunities. Jagrata and Swapna, they are occasions for making spiritual progress. Waking and sleep. Given to thee by an immortal power. Now, given to thee by an immortal power, as I said again, Savitri's mother is a mother with realization, some degree of realization. These are spiritually valid statements she is making. It is possible that she has herself those spiritual realizations. It is also possible that the entire culture at the time was such that it became a part of cultural knowledge. A well-developed person would kind of automatically imbibe that knowledge. It is an aspect of collective gain of society. It is possible that way, that it is a stock knowledge of the society, and it is that she is using here directly. It could be that. It could also be that she has herself that spiritual realization. In fact, even if it is a part of the cultural heritage, tradition, it cannot become so convincing unless you have something within you responding to it. And we see that in Savitri's mother's case, something from within is responding. She is not giving something which is going around afloat in the tradition. So, given today by an immortal, she says immortal power. It's a great statement, you see, immortal power. So canst thou raise the pure, unvanquished spirit? Yes, it is by that you can climb up the stairs. This is the heavenly way you can climb up that spirit. Till spread to heaven in a white vesper calm, indifferent and gentle as the sky, its greatness slowly into timeless, it greatens slowly into timeless peace. So this is the great argument she is making. It greatens slowly. In other words, she says that yes, you have the prospects, you will attain great spiritual heights also, but please follow at this stage the human law, the law of reason. The law of reason. You are under these circumstances, and it is best for you to go by human law. Don't be a giant, don't be a titan, don't be a demon. Try to observe the kingdom of God. Go traditionally, step by step. In fact, there is a certain element of truth in that. The collective growth of consciousness has to be that way. Not by becoming violent and powerful, but by slowly growing up from within. Beyond mind, beyond reason, yes, the doors will open out. And she has said, the immortal power will work in that case. Yes, I was telling you, Shelley's poem, While Love Dies. No, that line. Music, when soft voices die, vibrates in the memory. You see, this man will come and go away, he will die in the memory. Odors, when sweet while it sicken, live within the sense, they quicken. They will only remember, you see, quicken. Rose leaves, when the rose is dead, the leaves are there, petals are there, when the rose is dead, are heaped for the beloved's bed. She is lying dead and the petals are scattered around. Rose leaves, when the rose is dead, are heaped for the beloved's bed. And so thy thoughts, when thou art gone, love itself shall slumber on. That is the fate of humans. So Savitri's mother is advising her, you see.